When I first got into wet shaving,
Continue on I-40 West for 54 miles.
Hello everyone, I hope all is well. I am headed to my first ever Wet Shavers Meetup. I'm headed to the Dirty South Shavers 2019 Meetup in Collierville, Tennessee. I did not shave this morning, which seems a little weird going to a wet shaving meetup without shaving before you go. However, I wanted to be able to come home tonight and shave with the 2019 Dirty South Shavers Meetup soap and splash and let you know about it so that you can jump on Stirling Soap and grab a set for yourself. I will say that I did shower this morning with Stirling products. I used the Gin and Tonic on the Rocks shampoo bar and the Mentha Scrub body bar. Then I put on a little barbershop EDT from Stirling. There's this Tennessee Highway Patrol out doing their job this morning. I did come armed with a checkbook and pen and my debit card. And if cash is needed, hopefully there's a Regions Bank nearby somewhere. As a kid, I spent a lot of time during the summer staying with my grandparents in Mississippi. And I got to watch Memphis Wrestling on Saturday mornings with the likes of Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee, and Dutch Mantell. When I think of Memphis, I think of my childhood of watching Memphis Wrestling and the Mid-South Coliseum and all those great matches and the action and the excitement of being a young boy slash early teenager watching Saturday morning wrestling with Lance Russell, Dave Brown. One summer, my granddad took me to a Memphis Wrestling house show in Tupelo, Mississippi at the National Guard Armory. And those territory days of professional wrestling, they of course would play shows regionally in the Mid-South, Southeast. So we went to the show there in Tupelo, and one of the matches ended up in the concession stand. If you search on YouTube for Tupelo Wrestling concession stand, you'll find a couple different matches that wound up in the concession stand. Industrial size bottles of mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise being thrown, and just people flying across concession stand counters. And I mean, it was thrilling for me as a young boy to see that. And man, did it ratchet up my belief that wrestling was real. However, my grandfather really wanted me to understand things as a young man. Like, he wanted me to know the ins and outs of things. And he wanted me to know that there were things that might not seem like, or they might not be what they seem on the outside, but that you could still enjoy those things, right? And so he made a point that night we went to wrestling in Tupelo for us to stick around to the very end. And I can't remember who Dutch Mantell was wrestling that night, but my grandfather had us stick around to the end, meaning everybody had almost left the building, because he said, I want you to watch that the two guys that were fighting each other tonight will probably walk out right beside each other and go get a beer together. And I remember there was like a little, not really a press box in the National Guard Armory, but like an upstairs office. And I remember Dutch Mantell coming down the stairs, and he didn't have his hat on, his cowboy hat, and he had on glasses, and he had in his hand what looked like a check, which is probably what he got that night from the ticket sales or whatever. He might have even been booking then, I don't know for sure, but he had a check and he had glasses on. And it kind of blew my mind because it looked very different than what he would in his ring presence. And so my grandfather thought it was important just for me to see that, these were regular guys with jobs, and that all of that was drama, and it was meant for entertainment, much like a movie or TV show. While it kind of bursted my bubble a little bit about professional wrestling as a kid, I actually, in retrospect, really appreciated it. My granddad did that a lot. That kind of thing, like show you the truth behind what might seem to be the truth. And he did that with a variety of different things. And I talked about that story at his funeral several years ago because it meant a lot to me. One, that he would take time to take his grandson to a wrestling match. And secondly, that he took time to try to explain things to me. And third, which I didn't mention earlier, is when the match went to the concession stands, my granddad actually got up and said, "Come on, let's go follow the action." And so obviously the concession stand area couldn't hold everybody that was in the National Guard Armory, so even people that were there live couldn't see everything that was going on. But my granddad made sure we got close enough to see the action in the concession stands, which is an indelible memory. Like, there's no way I'll ever forget, that was incredible. Of course, I don't think they cared that everybody at the house show couldn't see the action in the concession stands, because, man, did it make for a great segment on, that next Saturday, Memphis Saturday morning wrestling show, to see the concession stand brawl.
Take exit 24 to 25, then keep left to continue on exit 24AB. Your destination is on the right.
Okay, I'm back from the 2019 Dirty South Shavers Meetup, and tonight I'll be shaving with the official soap provided by Rod and Mandy at Stirling Soap. Thank you guys for that. We'll follow up with the aftershave. The scent on that is basically a dupe similar to Azzaro Chrome, and I've actually got a sample of Azzaro Chrome here. So I'm actually going to spray some of this on my back of my wrist and kind of sniff between the soap and this and give you a comparison. So the notes for Azzaro Chrome are lemon, rosemary, bergamot, neroli, pineapple, musk, jasmine, cedar, oak moss, cyclamen, sandalwood, coriander, cardamom, tonka bean, and Brazilian rosewood. Now this Dirty South Shavers soap will be up on Monday, on Labor Day, or soon thereafter, for sale. As the fall releases from Stirling come out. And when you smell Azzaro Chrome, you definitely get that. And it's very similar to the soap. I've already smelled the soap. So I've got the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Moonscape Scuttle here on the sink. I have the hot kettle of water. Going to fill that up and put the rest in the sink for the shave. So while at the meetup, I purchased a brush from John at Grizzly Bay. This is a beautiful brush, a beautiful pour here by John. You can, I don't know if you can see it, but this handle has some pretty unique grooves in it. It makes it a little easier to grip. There are kind of grooves there where like your fingers can kind of fit in a little bit if you want to hold it, at the end of the brush. Beautiful silver and gray and like hunter green and black combination. I thought it looked nice with this tuxedo knot, which I selected. Let me see if I got a little sprinkle there on the lens from the brush. All right, let's go in here to the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement Moonscape Scuttle and get to building the lather. Okay, this soap is strong off the puck in terms of scent, and also when you're lathering it, it's strong. I would say mid-strong. It's not overpowering by any means, and the scent is very pleasant. You definitely get sort of a masculine, citrus, aquatic kind of thing going on. The Azzaro Chrome is classified as a citrus aromatic, so you get like the bergamot and the lemon definitely up top. Along with the neroli and some of those other citrus type scents. You also get some hints of floral notes and definitely some of those more masculine notes like rosemary and sandalwood, oak moss, tonka bean. You get all that. It's a nice complex blend. You definitely can pick out the citrus and some of those other notes I mentioned, but it really comes together where you have to sort of concentrate to pick out single notes because it's a nice blend. Okay. Let's put a little more water in there. It's got it a little thick. Yes, I built the lather in the scuttle, but I kind of tend to go ahead and I do a little bit of a face lather as well, just to try to get things rubbed in a little bit, or get it worked into the whiskers. Okay, probably no surprise to you, we'll be using the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ascension Twist Adjustable Double Open Comb Copper Razor, and in it is a brand new Persona Red blade. So let's get into the shave. So yeah, that was my first shaving meetup to go to, and I really had a great time. Thanks to James and Stephen for putting that on, and thanks to James's church for allowing us to use the building. It was great getting to meet everyone. Won a couple of things in like door prize raffles, or door prizes, I guess you would say. Went out and had dinner with James and Stephen afterward at the Skybox. It's kind of a sports bar / restaurant there in the Collierville / Germantown area. And I had a great time. Glad to see the hurricane is kind of not going to give Florida a direct hit. Hopefully Georgia and the Carolinas and all up the East Coast, that they're able to avoid the worst of it. And thoughts and prayers go out to those in the Bahamas and the other islands in the Caribbean that have taken more of a direct hit. Okay, so as always, this soap from Stirling is performing great, like it always does. And this tuxedo knot and handle from Grizzly Bay, John over at Grizzly Bay, also wonderful. Great handle, great ergonomics on it. And that tuxedo knot, this is my first tuxedo knot, and really like how soft it is. Okay, let's go second pass. Second pass will be across the green. I'll go ahead and speed up the shave here and give you my thoughts. great close shave. I will rinse this off and get into the aftershave. Okay, great shave from this 2019 Dirty South Shavers Meetup Azzaro Chrome scent from Stirling. And great job on this brush, John, over at Grizzly Bay. Excellent brush, great ergonomics. That tuxedo knot was super soft. Did a great job applying that awesome lather from Stirling. All right, let's finish up this shave with a little of the Dirty South Shavers aftershave with the same scent. Again, you can get this soap and aftershave splash, again, in that Azzaro Chrome citrus aromatic scent. I'll put the link in the description, along with a link to Grizzly Bay, the brushes that John makes over there. A little extra there through the through the hair. All right, I think we'll call that shave done. Oh yeah, that smell on that aftershave is great. Wonderful. Smells very similar to the Azzaro Chrome I sprayed on my wrist before I got started. Yeah, very, very nice. Well done, Rod and Mandy. Excellent scent. And thanks again for the soap and aftershave. As usual, excellent slickness and glide and protection on that Stirling soap. And great shave, enjoyable shave. Great experience with that brush. So yeah, it was great getting to go to the meetup, meeting James and Steven, getting to go out to dinner with you guys, and meeting Rod and Mandy from Stirling, and meeting Rob from That Darn Rob's Brushes, and John from Grizzly Bay Brushes, and meeting all the other guys and gals that showed up for the meetup. It was a whole lot of fun. I hope I get to make it to the one next year. If you ever get a chance to go to a shaving meetup in your area, I encourage you to do so. It was a lot of fun. I wouldn't have missed it. And I came home with a lot of great door prizes. I also purchased another product there. I purchased a brush from That Darn Rob, and I'll be using that in the next shave along with some of the products that I won. A soap and aftershave set that I won from the door prizes at the meetup. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next shave. Bye.